So in this video we're moving on to the develop stage of the design process, and we're going to be talking about creating a return brief and also development sketches. Now this part of the design process is really important because it helps you to clarify some of the priorities that you should really be pursuing in the design, but also it's important to be able to compare different options of designs or various, design possibilities that you've considered and developed from the thumbnail sketching.
So the types of sketches that we do in this develop phase are called concept development sketches. And I like to think of these as seeing and solving at the same time.
Yes.
So you need to have enough information in the sketch that you can actually compare solutions, but also you start to understand a lot more about the design problem in terms of materiality, in terms of how the user might interact with the product, how the product might be assembled, and indeed manufactured, down the track.
So the return brief is what you would do once you've gone through a lot of thumbnail sketches and once you've started to settle on what the precise nature of the design might be, you create a return brief. So it's a written document and it includes as much information as possible about what the product could be, how it functions, who it would be used for, specifications around the look and the feel of the product.
Yeah, so the return brief is your personal interpretation of maybe the brief that your lecturer or your client may have given you. So it's your take on all of that research information that you found and putting it all together in one place. It also gives you some key ideas about the functionality of the product, the performance that you need, and also taking on board that visual inspiration that you spend all that time gathering earlier on.
Yeah, so what's really nice about this example of the return brief that we have here, the student is very clearly talking about the category of products that their design will fit within, the context, so that's talking about the user, but also the situation in which the user would actually use the product. And they're even talking about the competition, so that's linking back to the benchmarking. And they've shown some images of the kind of key competitors to also help guide aesthetically how the design will progress.
Yeah, it's a really nice example.
Yeah, so it's very detailed, it's very comprehensive. There's not too much text, plenty of visual, and something like this at the beginning of the development phase is so useful.
Yeah, really imperative, I'd say, so that you make sure that you are focusing down the right track, you're designing the right thing, that you're not repeating something that's already out there, and that you actually have covered off the performance, the market, the competitors. What is a concept development sketch? A concept development sketch should cover off things like features, functions, or interactions that a person may have with the product. This is a really fantastic example. Here we have the kind of hero image. This is the essence of the idea. Here we have elements around how it might work, how it might fit in your hand, and how it might join together. So really this is a really wonderful example of a concept sketch. And up the top we have the development part of the concept sketch, where we're looking at kind of variations that might be possible with this same essence of this idea. Really the idea around the concept development sketch is that we are taking some ideas from our previous work, from our thumbnails, from our opportunity matrix, responding to our return brief, and trying to look at them in much more detail. So as I said, adding in the features, the functions, and the possible interactions.
So Kate, what I really love about this development sketch is that it's more about testing out different options or different variations on the design. So as you can see, the student has also included some information about the materiality. You can see that it's a polished steel with maybe some kind of timber. But the student's using this development to really assess and compare which of the types of handle and configurations of the product are going to work best.
Yeah, and the way he's laid them out as an elevation side view means that you can easily see that they're kind of in scale and proportion.
Yeah.
So we can see the form of the handle more than worrying about whether your hand will fit in there, is actually looking at the form of the handle is really nice and all the options you could have with that particular form. So the form and proportion is really nicely explored here through this elevation drawing, as opposed to this one, which is more of a 3D perspective sketch.
Yeah, and you know, both work really well. And what again is nice about this is that we can go back to the return brief, and it's really easy to then make a judgment as to which of these is going to best fulfill the intent of the design project. So in summary, this part of the development phase is really important in kind of locking down actually what you're going to design. So starting with the return brief, that's really helpful in terms of establishing key design criteria or performance characteristics of the design. So how it might work, who it's going to be used for, how big it must be or how small it must be.
How parts might join together.
Absolutely. Moving on to the development sketches, those are the opportunity to really develop what's kind of a hazy idea that's come from the define phase into something a bit more realistic.
Yeah, and the important part to remember here is that this is a development of idea. So the idea has moved from just a loose thumbnail idea, which we had in other sorts of sketches, over here, to being something that is really much more defined. It has specific form, volume, dimension, fits in your hand, and materiality.